like to address something you just said. And now, I'm not an advocate for Facebook. You know, we have a Facebook group and it's good for communication. But the thing that gets me is the mindset that people have about guns. And the comment about Facebook being more or less dangerous and can be a problem, it's not Facebook, it's the people using it. That's the same mindset that's behind these people are saying guns are the problem, get rid of the guns. It's not guns, it's who has it. A gun is nothing but a tool. I just had a few statements I want to say about red flag laws. I think they're unconstitutional in every way. I don't think you could create, I'd be amazed to see if you could create a red flag law that's not unconstitutional, that doesn't step on your presumption of innocence and doesn't step on your due process. These things are our rights, and if we lose those, we've lost it in every situation in our life. There's a few things I wrote down that I've studied about red flag laws, and y'all probably already know some of these. But, you know, I guess we've got them in about 17, 18 states already. You know, they're called a lot of different things. They're not all called red flag laws. They're called extreme protection orders and all that kind of stuff. You know, there's been people that, you know, the situation, for one thing, it puts our law enforcement in harm's way, too. You're showing up at someone's house that may be in a distressed situation or a stressful situation with a loved one or an ex or something like that, and you're coming in to take their weapon. And so it puts our law officers in harm's way. In Baltimore, a man was red flagged, and they came in to take his guns, and he was shot by one of the officers. Now, I don't know every little detail about that. It could have been justified completely. I don't know. But what I'm saying is there's nothing good that can come out of confiscating someone's constitutionally protected right to bear arms and keep arms. What if you're red flagged? They come to take your firearms, but they were told by this person that called on you, which doesn't even have to be from your state in a lot of these laws. But they were told that other family members in your house have guns too. Well, what are they going to do then? Well, in California, the Ninth Circuit Court made an exemption to the Fourth Amendment to weaken the warrant procedure. So they could go in there and they took Lori Rodriguez's gun that she had registered to her, locked in a lockbox, a security box, and demanded that too because she lived in the same house. It's just wrong. Violations of a red flag order is punishable separately as a crime. So if you're red flagged, and even if you're innocent, but you're red flagged, if you violate the order at all during this process, it's counted as a separate offense, a criminal offense to you, even if you're proven innocent afterwards and could get your guns back. Right now, almost half of all red flag seizures are eventually overturned. So that means 100% of the people that were red flagged lost their rights, their constitutional rights, due process and presumption of innocence. They lost it at the time it happened, and half of those people were never harmful to others or substantiated harmful to themselves or others in the first place. Then they have to fight to get their guns back. You go through the process at the end of it to get your guns back with due process. A lot of people have paid up to $10,000 to $15,000 for the first hearing, and if they lose that, you go to an appeal and can spend up to $100,000. Besides that, when you go to court to try to get your gun rights back, you're trying to convince the same judge that has issued this, I guess what they call it, ex parte judgment against you, which that means when the judge makes a judgment, it's only based on one side of the story. That's how it all comes about. Somebody makes a call or something and goes and reports you, and it could be justified or not. The judge makes a judgment based on that. And so then you're having to convince a judge that's already judged against you to temporarily, as they call it, suspend your rights to keep and bear arms. You're trying to convince that same judge to restore them to yourself. In a lot of cases, it's not easy to do. As far as questions, I wanted to ask you, and I know I'm not granting Danny, and I just wanted to get a few statements out in front of Senator Hornback to let him know how I feel about it, and let you all know some of the things I've read about it. As far as the other two co-sponsors of when you all were getting ready to look at this last year, have you all discussed reconvening on this point this year to try to discuss it again or work on it or push it
I didn't discuss it any with them last year. I saw what they did, I didn't discuss it any with them last year. This year, this summer, starting during the summer, I happened to be down in Marshall County, where they had a shooting, and the gentleman, the senator from down there, he's 100% in favor of it. But it's a different situation. When you're down there in Marshall County, I talk to people down in Marshall County, it's completely different from going somewhere because, you know, it touched them, some of them are family members, some of them are friends and neighbors and children of the neighbors, so it's a little bit different down there. So it got me to thinking, if he down in Marshall County, in that rural county, is in favor of it, and he represents about 5 counties down there, I need to look and see, and just what you said, I've read most everything that you had there. I've read that stuff already. And it got me to thinking that maybe I need to talk to them. And thinking 10 or 15 years in advance because, you know, if they keep continuing to do what they're doing, they're going to pick up the way a bill works. You introduce it one year and it doesn't go anywhere. You introduce it next year and it might get a little more traction, a little more traction. And so, in trying to avert some of that, and a lot of the really bad stuff that you got in some of the stuff you just read, I started talking to them. I said, look, I want to meet, I want to talk to you about what you're doing. I met Whitney Austin. She got shot 12 times with AR-15 and lived to tell about it. You know, you talk to those people, you talk to Steve up in Ohio that his son got killed. And it does shed a different light on it, you know, when you talk to those people. And so, I was thinking to myself when I met with them, you know, and I told them, man, when we met, is that I don't like your bill at all. I mean, there's nothing about it like. I don't like the red flag, I don't like the ex parte. There's just a lot of things in there that are completely unconstitutional and take away our rights and freedoms. But so does a mental inquest form, does the same thing. And it circumvents all due process and everything too. So we have laws on the books that we do circumvent due processes in the Constitution when it suits us to do that. And I know that's happened in the past because the laws are on the books. So I talked to them, trying to maybe rationalize with them and get them to a different point and get them to soften up on where they're at. Because it's just like you said, you know, you get people that might be a neighbor of somebody that's mad at you, and they might request one. But that's not right. You can't have it like that. So these are things I've been talking to them about since back in, I think it was June when we met the first time. And I called the meeting because I felt it was my responsibility to talk to them and try to get them in a better position while trying to do something about what the issue is. And the issue is not weapons. It's more of the mental state of people at a certain point in time. And the psychologists and everybody I talk to talk about a temporary mental disorder. And so that's what we talked about, and that's what I did.